Hi, Tom Domen from Ecover. So Ecover, the company, is the eco-pioneer in washing powder and cleaning products here in Europe as well as worldwide. So you have this year 35th anniversary, and you are looking back to a very successful period, to this 35 years. So I want to ask you some questions for this anniversary. Fine. So you have the title Innovation Manager here in the company. Since when are you with Ecover, and what are you doing there?
So I joined the company about 8 years ago. So I come from innovation, industrial design background, and I started to work for the company within product management, so developing the new product range. Until the time where we said we also wanted to create a more longer-term future, a more longer-term vision, especially to have a clear vision on how the future of Ecover should look like. I mean, knowing that we already exist for 35 years, and we had over those 35 years we had lots of innovation, new product improvements. We really now wanted to focus on, okay, what will the next 35 years will be like, and create that really strong vision for the future. And I mostly tend to work on projects that are experimenting with new technologies, new formats, to pioneer again and again, even in the coming 35 years.
I see. So, but let's look back a little bit to the milestones in history. So, which has been the ones that has been the most important in the history of Ecover?
I think the most important milestone for me is still, the founding of Ecover. So Ecover was founded by I think a visionary man at the time. So 35 years ago it was Frans Bogaerts, who actually dreamt of a new range of cleaning products, and he identified at that time already that the current cleaning products were using some really bad chemicals. So without a lot of consumer demand for these type of products, he created a new market for green alternative products. So I think that's still the most important milestone we have, is that decision to create a new market, even if there was no demand, to create a market for green products out of nothing. A few other ones that are important to me are, for example, the building of our factory. So the factory was built after a few years. We decided to build a factory because Ecover grew quite strongly in those years again. And when the factory was designed, it was designed also using the same strong ecological standards that were used to make the products. So the factory was also using new renewable materials, so wood instead of a lot of iron. It has the biggest green roof, especially at the time was the biggest green roof of the factory of the worldwide, actually. So over the 35 years, another important milestone for me is the change we made as a company, going from, in the beginning, just getting rid of all the nasties in the products that were used at the time, so getting rid of most of those bad chemicals that were used in the conventional products. At a certain time we realized that just getting rid of all these nasties, just getting rid of the bad chemicals isn't good enough. When you take out certain things, when you say this product is without phosphates, this product is without phthalates, whatever, we actually need to replace it with something as good performance-wise, but of course a lot better performing on environmental standards. So I think that's a certain milestone in history of Ecover, was then that we realized the importance of innovation, ingredient development, to actually make products that consumers really want. And I think over the years we had several innovations on ingredients that really proved the concept that we were able to create new ingredients made out of plant-based resources, renewable resources, and could really make alternative ingredients that were as strong as the previous, more impactful chemicals that were being used. The same for our packaging, for example, where we were one of the first to introduce a fully renewable packaging, so plastic made out of sugarcane instead of plastic made out of fossil fuels, that is now the case.
So that leads me exactly to another question about sustainability. So this word is used really often these times, but what are you understanding on sustainability?
It is true that because there's no clear definition of sustainability for companies, there's no clear end goal what sustainability means, and that has resulted in the fact that everybody is now claiming to be sustainable. Even if you do the smallest, greenest thing, you can claim you are being sustainable, because it's not a defined end goal. I think for us, it's definitely clear that it's a continuous process of improvement, and there's no such thing as somebody can claim I am sustainable or a company is sustainable. It's always a process, it's always a continuous quest to find the best solution that is possibly today with the technology available today. And I think calling yourself a sustainable company means that you're on this continuous quest to improve, and also means that you're always looking for the best available sustainable technology that's out there. So making the claim should also translate in applying the best available technology and the best available green alternatives, using those in your products.
Yeah, so another big topic is the innovation. So you introduced yourself as somebody who is thinking about to improve things in an innovative way. So let's talk a little bit about future. So what are the next projects that Ecover is developing in this sector of innovation?
For next coming innovations, we are really trying to understand a little bit better the way nature is also using its science to create new cleaning products without any impact at all, with even a beneficial impact. So when nature applies cleaning, the act of cleaning becomes beneficial to the environment instead of becoming less bad. So we're trying to translate those really scientific, natural principles into most modern cleaners possible, into cleaners that are really efficient, but that are even beneficial to environment and to people. So next two coming big innovations is, one is that we are identifying alternative sources to make our ingredients. So not to rely too much on renewable ingredients like palm oil, for example, that come from very far, that come from plantations who usually are almost destroying the habitat. We're looking really into finding replacements, to look into waste streams. Can we use local available waste streams? Can we find sources that do not compete with food? Can we find sources that are really grown in a very sustainable way? So that's one big innovation that's coming. Another one is more in the packaging area, where the biggest problem today with plastic packaging is the fact that we are seeing all the plastic ending up in the ocean, unfortunately. Plastic should be recycled, and when plastic is recycled, it's a really good alternative, but unfortunately a lot of it ends up in the ocean. So we are really trying to build awareness to that problem, to show people how worse it is, how bad it has become, but also to work on a solution towards that. So we're started a program to fish some of that plastic out of the ocean and to turn it into new packaging, and that's coming up later this year.
Yeah. So you did this with which kind of project partner, or who is gathering the plastic out of the oceans?
Yeah, we collaborated in this case with the European fishermen. So when the fishermen go out to the sea and have this bycatch of plastic, we keep it separate in the boat, and they can drop it at any harbor they want. And we collect the bags with the plastic. On the other hand, we identified a few hotspots in Europe that are now floating with plastic. And in those hotspots, we really go out with specific nets that only catch plastic, not the fish, then in this case. So with those specific nets, we've addressed already 4 to 5 hotspots in Europe, and cleaned the beaches and cleaned the ocean near them.
Oh yeah. So and how many tons of plastic did you catch this way?
So far we collected 8 tons of plastic, of mixed plastic, and out of that 8 ton we are now about trying to find out which of that plastic we can use to turn into bottles. And this is now a process to how far can we go, how much can we use, and how well can we then turn that into new packaging.
Yeah, exciting. So I've heard you also plan to build up a production site in the United States. So it's all about going international. So you are already in 40 countries all over the world. But I mean, that's maybe also a milestone.
Yeah, indeed. We are present in, like you said, more than 40 countries. But we currently have factories in Belgium and one in France. And like I said before, they are built according to ecological principles. But to address really the market, the growing market also in the US, we decided to build a factory there in the US together with our partner Method. And that factory will be again a step forward in terms of ecological building. It's going to be LEED certified, one of the first LEED certified platinum factories in the world. And it will even be so that we will grow food on the roof. So we'll not just have a green roof, but we grow food for the community on the roof, and then maybe as a second stage we hope to grow our ingredients on the factory in US. So that's going to be the next big thing.
And that's where, in which state?
Chicago. Factory will be in Chicago.
Yeah, and finally, please tell us how Ecover will celebrate the anniversary this year.
And so this year we are indeed, this is our 35th anniversary for Ecover. And the first thing that's important is that we celebrate all staff, all employees who have been working for Ecover already for a long time. I think it's really important to keep the company going, that we maintain the culture that's so specific to our company. So 35 years for us means really celebrate the culture that we've created over the years. But of course we also want to give something back to our consumers. So we will start specific actions in each of our countries where consumers can participate in contests to win prizes. Celebrate with us.
Fine. So thank you so much, and good luck for the anniversary year.
Thank you.